Alright, back to Victory Games, Central America. This is our Civil War in El Salvador game that we got going on with my opponent. And we're on turn number 2. It is the communist turn. And I just want to show you what's going on with the battlefield. I wasn't able to give you a drop in on his move, but this is post Allied turn, post El Salvador turn. In this game here, I guess, the Sandinistas are backing communist rebels that were along the Honduran border. And I went ahead and made my moves where I attacked this hex and was forced the unit and the Special Forces unit to retreat back here. Well, that unit's done reorganized. He's building himself back up from his licking his wounds. And I guess he's moved some units in here as a defensive spot. Now, he did launch an air raid on this unit right here, my Special Forces unit, and came up with a hit. Now, that's another thing with this opponent of mine. He's Mr. 6 die roll. He rolls a lot of 6s, and I'm not, whatever. We'll see. But I think, as a matter of fact, when one of these combats came up, I even said to myself, if this guy rolls a 6, and sure enough, he rolled a 6, I don't know if you can alter vassal, but yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that. He did that last game, too, so we'll see. And although I think he did have a combat where it wasn't a 6, but he gets those good die rolls at good times. What else? Oh, I don't know if he beefed anybody up here. He had a little bit more air units than I thought he did, especially these units right here, these AC 47s. They're more of a bomber, but they must have some kind of like a Gatling gun or something, because they got a good, well, I guess it could just be a bombardment factor, but they got the 2 bombardment factors, and he sent 2 of those suckers after my Special Forces over here. And I didn't have nobody to intercept with, and I think that is when he rolled that 6. And I think that's all. I think he needed a 5 or a 6 to get the hit. He got it. So there you go. Over here, he just moved units around. Now, we did have, this is his best combat yet. Now, you have to give my tip of the hat to my opponent on this one. Because, if you recall, I left my entrenchment here unoccupied. And I had a single unit. It could have been, I forgot what unit it was, but he had a successful combat and had another unit back here in reserve, an insurgency unit. So then, remember, I think I even told you, I don't think he can advance. Well, he could if he did it the right way, and he did it the right way. He eliminated my unit here or here, and here they are. They had to retreat back into Honduras, and that's a good thing because they couldn't retreat in the village. That's the only spot they got. And Honduras is the only spot where we could retreat into. If it would have been any other country, those guys would have been eliminated. So he had a great turn. So you can see they retreated back. But then there were 2 spots unopened. Well, he left a reserve, an insurgency unit under reserve, which gave him, I guess, 2 movement points during reserve movement. He went ahead and took that entrenchment and destroyed it. That was a high opener there. I was like, oh, shit. So things are working out real good for him. There you go. You can see he's got 3 victory points to my 1. That's an insurgency unit. I get there coming on up. But oh no, that's the unit. This is the unit he destroyed for a victory point. Oh, it wasn't a unit. It was the entrenchment that he took. All right, so he gets 3 victory points for that. That's the only victory points he's got is for that entrenchment. If it wasn't for that great move, he wouldn't have that. And I got 1 victory point. My victory point is for eliminating his unit. So that's what that's all about. So I'm down by 2. It's my turn. He has to roll to activate his units if they're in this hex, if they're brigade units in these orange block hexes. He didn't even attempt to move those yet. He can only move 8 units during his first turn, and he did move them on. Had great results. He had great results from everything. His air attack was good, and his follow-up attack here was all right. I had to retreat 2 hexes, but the thing of it is, like I said, I didn't think he had anybody he could move in. I was gonna go ahead and retreat 2, but I didn't see how he could get up there. But he did it right by putting an insurgency unit in insurgency reserve, only moving him 1 or 2 hexes. And then when it came time for reserve movement, he walked right on in, and there's the unit that did it, the ARCE. All right, time for me to make a comeback. See what's going on here. But yeah, he gets it. It gets worse for me because he gets to activate a bunch more units. Let's see here. Oh, Turn 1, 8. Turn 2, 12. Turn 3, 16. And after turn 4, he gets to move all of his units. But he does have to roll for those brigade size units in those block hexes. There's a, you can see all those are like 2 slashes. Those are like battalions, companies. The ones with the X are brigades. Probably the largest formation in this game, and they got to roll to see if they can move. He didn't even attempt to roll to move that. That was weird. But anyway, all right. Just thought I'd give you a drop in. We are heavy at it here at Central America Victory Games. And another note, I was watching a special with I forgot what his name is. I shouldn't say it if I don't know his name, but if some guy had a video on Mr. President, and that's one of my P500 games that I'm waiting on. And he was playing it with, I guess, the designer, and old Mr. Billingsley chimed on in the chat. And it's a good, the audio was bad at the beginning, but I think it gets a little better. It's like a 3-part instructional video on, they're actually playing the game. But there was an interesting note where they said something they were wondering if it was going to be the best game of the year because they got a lot of orders for it. And Mr. Billingsley said, the honor is still Mark Herman's for Pacific War. But he thinks he might give him a run for the money. Battle of the Game Designers. We'll be back.